Alrighty, folks. We are back in it with another session of our Out of the Abyss. I am your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, joined by our wonderful players today. If you guys want to say hey, you can.
Hello.
Hello
Howdy.
there.
Ooh.
Well, we're going to start the same way we start every single session, with a little bit of a talk about what happened last time, before we get into what's going to happen this time. So without further ado, last time, with you unsure of how to proceed within Neverlight Grove in a confusing state, Rumpidump not feeling necessarily safe here, you figured you would help out to see, well, how you could help out. First, going towards the tangle that Lubamug, the leader among the circle of hunters, warned of, in hopes of helping the flow of water into the grove might ease some tensions, or at least make them think better of you. Climbing into a vine-filled cave, well, up into a vine-filled cave, you cut your way up, even though the vines did release toxic spines as they were hewn. You arrived at the tangled mess that was absorbing the water like a sponge, right next to a spring filled with plenty of water orbs here. It was here you realized that this mass was alive, but only after it lunged at Fungi's newly made familiar. Vines around actually started to lash out around the area, attempting to strangle Turvy. And while you started to deal with this, the large mass of wet growth launched an attack of its own, eventually swallowing Fungi whole. Did your best to get off of him, while keeping Turvy alive through his strangling times. Weller eventually smashed the heck out of this mass as it squelched and was wrung out, and freeing Turvy killed the living vines here too. With the tangle dealt with, the water started to slowly build up in the chamber, ready to start flowing down into the grove. And arriving back yourselves as the water was trickling down, you spoke to Lubamug and Sovereign Basidia about the situation, getting their thanks and a small reward. You said you would inspect this garden of welcome that the other Sovereign, Philo, had invited you to under his guidance. However, you didn't take his guidance or company, and instead headed up a cliff to the side, reaching the garden without being spotted. It was a terrible sight once you got to it. Moans and cries filled the area faintly, faces of dead creatures, humanoid beasts, and even myconoid entombed here. Still somewhat living, it would seem. After being spoken to by a drow half-buried herself, she warned of a great threat, the Great Cedar, Zuktmoy. But as this conversation closed, another sought your company. A great larval fungus creature, billowing smoke like spores around it. It spoke for a moment, and said you too would soon be joining the great growth here, raising bodies of shrooms and drow around. We've rolled initiative, and it would seem Weller is at the top. Weller, you are first up here. Tell me. I'll give you the choice of music. How about that? Do you want volatile reaction or unlight? Or rather, volatile reaction or malicious?
Let's go volatile reaction. I don't
Alright.
feel great about malicious.
I'm a fan of the volatile reaction. There's some horns in there, so I'm a sucker for some horns.
Oh, nice.
Weller, you're up first, though. What are you doing?
Let's see what we got. So, okay. I know we talked about it last time. This is the...
That's the drow woman that was speaking
the drow
to you.
woman that was... Okay.
Who told you to kill her, please. It's the horns.
That was a good horn. Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see what we want. I don't necessarily want to engage with that thing. Damn, I didn't hear what she was. MIA for a second. Okay.
It sucks being first.
It does. Yeah, jumping right into it.
Yeah.
So I could see
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
see the drow kind of popping up around, as well as the myconids that have stood up from their graves, essentially. All around.
All right. Let's make things easy. I am going to let me head over to that one. So I'm gonna move. We'll say
As you
25.
rush away
That's
from
not
the
bad.
woman, the female drow, she lashes out with her short sword.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, getting a 17 to hit.
I think that's gonna be it, or pretty close. Yep, that's gonna be a hit.
Dealing 8 points of piercing damage. Just kind of lazily looking at you as you run away. She just stabs out as a shard of, actually not even a sword, just a shard of bone stretches out as she screams in pain, lashing towards you.
You said 8?
8, yes.
All right, let me take that. All right, now that I'm over here on this guy, let's fuck him up.
Okay.
Let's do a little checking to see all my maneuvers. Okay, yeah, we got to move back to the rest at some point. Let's do a little glaive.
All right, pulling out the glaive. 18 is going to be a hit.
Fantastic, fantastic. Nah, I'll say that. Let's just go straight attack.
Just regular glaive damage.
Just regular.
Yeah, 15 points of damage as you cut this drow covered in vines and fungal growth straight in two. Spores release from their body. I need a Constitution saving throw.
This is eventful. Constitution. There we go.
Yes, please. With a 26, these spores are smelling something sweet but also sickly. They have no effect on you. See kind of faint sparkles for a brief moment, but you're good.
Right. Hope everyone is learning things.
I hope so.
Now with extra attack, I can attack another target. Well,
Yes.
I've only got like 5 feet of movement.
Well, you're within range with your glaive to attack the Myconid behind you.
Oh, I can't see him because my token stuff was stuck on the screen. Okay, yep. All right, let's do that. Let's do that.
23 for sure hits. Roll us some damage, please, against this Myconid who just stood up and is just staring at you, ready to jump, as if Myconids could jump.
Why did the text pop up on that one? Did I do something different?
No, it popped up on the one before.
Oh, it did. I was looking at damage. Okay. Let's roll some damage.
Roll some damage. For 8 points of slashing damage. But you can reroll that one, right? No, that's not how it works anymore.
How does that work? I was about to ask.
Previously I think you had Savage Attacker. Now I don't think you do. Now you have Alert instead. So, it works just like that. There's no changes to it. You do 8 points of damage.
All right, easy enough.
Anything else for Weller?
No, I'll save my action surge for now.
All right. That will take us to the drow woman kind of starting to step up from her tomb as she does, with kind of like gazes around on the ground, not making eye contact with anyone, launches towards Rincewind, closest person, and is going to try to stab out as bone swords arch out from her arms, like almost like scimitar like growths. Like you're not sure if they're bones or if there's some sort of hardened fungal growth. Stabs out towards you, getting a 20 with her first attack, Rincewind.
That hits.
and a 14 with her second attack.
That one misses.
Dealing a grand total of 7 points of piercing damage to you.
Oh, right in the gut. All right.
Hey, Stephen, before we get too far, just double check. That damage was attached to great weapon fighting, not savage attacker.
Oh, so you would
And
actually
now great
you can't
weapon
roll
treat is a
below 3, so you do 2 more damage. Gotcha. Roger Dodger. I didn't I did that with your maul. I didn't do it with your glaive, but I gotcha.
Gotcha,
2 more
okay.
damage. So yeah, Rincewind took the 7, and that will end her turn, taking us to these Myconids as they shamble around. One shambles up to Chasmus. And Chasmus, this one is going to try and release some spores around you. I will need a Constitution saving throw as these spores just start releasing around this Myconid. With a 16, you feel everything go numb for a brief moment, just like kind of like the sizzle along your skin, but you're good to go. This one will kind of step forward and around, also releasing spores. I will need Rincewind and Weller to give me Constitution saving throws.
Sorry, can you? What was the path that he took?
Oh,
he come
yeah.
within
He
5 feet of me?
left your... I couldn't
Well-
see you there, so he would have actually just gone there. And so I will
I'm
actually
gonna-
Fungi to give me a con save as well.
Okay. Is this for poison?
It is not a poison. Actually, let me double check.
Okay.
No, not a poison. All right.
If he passes through, can I take? I want to take my whole arm.
He's not going to move out of your threatened area. He's just going to stand right there in between all of you.
But he's still within 5 feet of me, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not. It's not an opportunity strike.
Oh,
I
you're
can
using
take a whole
your
arm,
spore
but I
bit.
have
Yeah.
full arm.
Gotcha.
I don't have Shillelagh active yet, but I will. Oh,
Oh, so you can't attack
not
him
good.
with your staff.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
It's the because he didn't.
I'm not doing
leave-
hail spores. I'm using the full arm strike reaction.
Oh, because he enters your space. Yes, absolutely. I'm dumb.
One more try. Why is that not rolling? God. Whatever this is +5.
Should be like quarterstaff.
Yeah, I have it in my thing. I'm hitting the hit thing.
A,
I have an
a
18.
13 will hit him.
Okay. Because whatever. And let's see now if it'll actually let me roll the damage appropriately. Jesus H. 1d6 +4.
Jeez, how strong are you?
No, that's just a regular one. Regular staff is a 1d6. I have +2 strength, but I also have extra 2 because I have the dueling feat. That's a one-handed.
Oh, gotcha. He'll take 6 points
So-
of damage as it kind of slumps down, ending their turn. As no one is affected by their spores, that will take us to Rincewind.
Okay. Rincewind will look the drow woman right in the eye, and his eyes will kind of flash a bright pink, and he is going to cast Mind Sliver.
Okay.
And reach out and touch. I don't think I have to touch, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
'Cause- Oh, gross.
She got a nat 1.
Oh, Oh, nice.
She will take 3 points of psychic damage. Has disadvantage, minus a d4 on her next save.
Yeah, minus a d4 on her next save.
As you
And-
do that, behind Rincewind, kind of like below that stump, in between Rincewind and Dusk, you would see a skeletal figure just kind of pull through into the ground out right next to that stump and just explode.
Yeah.
I will need Rincewind and Dusk to give me dexterity saves. Oh, fun fact. It's actually Yeah. So. And Dusk. Dex save, please.
Oh, 13.
13. You take 7 points of acid damage, Dusk. But Rince, when you kind of see the thing exploding in slow motion, just kind of get some cover there.
Okay. Then, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my cunning action to disengage.
Okay.
And I am going to step back. I guess I'll go right here over next to where that thing had exploded by Dusk.
Okay.
And I'm going to end my turn there.
That will take us to Yestabrod.
I think she gets an attack, but she has to do it at disadvantage.
Well, you disengaged.
Yes.
If
but
you
I
if
think
you have with the
disengagement
speedster,
rules are different now, aren't they?
it's with the
I don't-
speedster bit. So speedster used to be the mobile feat, which pretty much you don't have to take a disengage action if you attack them. But now speedster is all opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage, but disengaging is still disengage.
Oh, it's still the same.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Yestabrod will creep on up next to Fungi and is going to just lunge at you as this large larval worm-like fungus creature lifts up its body and tries to slam down onto Fungi. Getting a 23 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
As it slams down onto you, take 10 points of bludgeoning damage and 11 poison damage. You're resistant to poison, so just 5.
I'm 15 total.
He will then try to do it again.
Huh.
You guys get 2 attacks. Why can't he? Getting a 17 to hit.
That'll hit. I only get 1 attack.
Well, fighters, melee folks. Next attack does 13 bludgeoning and 9 points of poison damage. So for a total of 13 bludgeoning and 4 poison damage, 17. As it just kind of wails around, flailing into you. You would hear this low grumbling coming from within this worm-like creature. Taking us to Dusk.
Dusk will shake off some of the poison, and as a bonus action, ignite Dawn.
All right. You have to say the magic
And-
words, though.
The magic words.
Thunder, thunder, Thundercats.
No, I have the
Um,
power. Well, either one works, yes. Thundercats makes more sense for him.
See, I think of this as more Thundar sword, so he'll say Lords of Light.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
And then he will, shaking off some of the acid, hop down off the log, and then he'll move up to this Myconid that accosted Weller.
Absolutely. This is the one that was just kind of spewing some spores around, just shaking them off.
Yeah. And he will swing Dawn.
All right. As you're swinging Dawn, Patch is going to give Kaz the 1 buff. So thank you, Patch. And Kaz, you have
Thank you.
+1 to every single roll for the next minute.
I am the
Dusk, swing away.
Getting a 19.
A 19 will absolutely wreck this Myconid.
For 14 points of radiant damage.
As you just cut into it like a hot knife through the air. Or like a hot knife through a wet, soggy mushroom.
Ew.
Because that's what it is. It just kind of shrivels down as you stab into it. As it does lay down, you would see this growth on the ground kind of slowly start to build up over its body.
And then look at Weller and say, the big sphincter is all yours. move over in front of the drow
Okay.
and take a swing at her.
Taking a swing.
Getting a 19.
19 will also hit the drow.
For 12 points of radiant damage.
As you cut into her, she just kind of whispers, "Please." She's still up.
And then
As Element is giving Dusk the 1 buff in this moment,
ooh,
right now.
Wow. That's some action.
So Dusk,
you,
you will
Element.
have the 1 buff for the next minute as well. Thank you, Element.
we'll have to remember because it's not on my sheet.
I'll put it on your sheet
No,
right
it's not
now.
mine either.
Just kidding.
It's not on mine either. I'll remember.
I'll put it on your sheet right now.
And then Dusk will move back right behind Rincewind.
All right. I don't know where behind Rincewind because your stuff's slow.
Can
not-
you
it's not your
see
fault.
my pinging?
No.
No. Dang. I am at Rincewind's 4 o'clock.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotcha. Hiding behind Weller, away from the sphincter. That'll take us to Casmus, which you both should have the 1 buff in your character sheets now. Casmus, it's your turn.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Easy cast. Was it Firebolt at the one right beside him?
Okay. With your spell sniper, no disadvantage. A 22 for sure hits.
Only, of course, only 4
It'll
damage.
take 4 points as that kind of singes into its mucus-like membrane. As it's, these guys are gross looking. They're grosser than your average Myconid because they were just buried and they're half dead, and etc. Anything else for Casmus?
Nope, that'll be it.
That will take us to these. Well, the 1 drow, because you already killed 1 real freaking quick. They aren't very fast. So, Casmus, coming to you. The sport servant drow just kind of shambles, dragging their feet. It was almost as if their feet never leave the ground over towards you. And again, a bony protrusion lashes out, getting a nat 1. Obviously, just like kind of, you see it coming a mile away as they're just kind of charging at 20 foot around with their hand outstretched as it slowly grows, a like spindly growth. Easily missing. Which will take us to Fungi.
I'm gonna start. I might need a little help knowing how I can place this, but I'm going to cast Conjure Animals.
Okay,
Oh my God.
tell us about this.
I don't know why I rolled that. I just wanted to show up on the screen.
There you go.
I need to put down a large group of we'll say a spectral, kind of more mushroomy decaying pack of wolves in the area. It has to be unoccupied, so I can't lay it on top of anything. But can I put how big would a large token look like? Can I put it right around here, trying to get it within 5 feet?
Large
or
is
so?
here.
Let me see here. Actually, in which case, can I fit it between? Would it fit between me and the
No.
creature that's out there? Can I put it 5 feet of me?
It would not.
I guess I really don't need any strength saving throws. Hopefully, at this moment. All right, so yeah, we'll leave it there.
Okay.
And bonus action. Well, go. left. No, so bonus action then we'll start Shillelagh then and prime my staff
Okay.
for any other.
What kind of fungal spectral animals appear?
It's pack wolf, but they would look a little decaying and mushroomy, like they've
Okay.
been through kind of like I have, that like how fungi has.
Okay, and do they just like appear there, or do they come out of the ground, or I don't know, drip down from the ceiling?
No, definitely not dripping down. I was going to say appear, but actually, like if it coming out of the ground. So we'll say some spores rustle from my dome out into the ground, and then, but from this other spot, we start to see these other creatures
Okay.
rise up out of it.
In response to that, behind, kind of right here, I'll make a little thing for it. Another thing explodes, and I will need Weller and Fungi to give me dexterity saves as a body just kind of rises up to the top of this growth. And a dex save from Weller. Weller's good. Mostly. Yeah, Weller's good. Fungi, you do take 7 points of acid damage. And I'll need a con save for concentration.
I just realized Turvy didn't make it into the initiative order.
Well, shit. Give Turvy initiative now. Stat.
He rolled an 18.15. I think is the last initiative roll he made.
We'll just roll him a new one. I don't know. He's gonna go right
Okay.
now.
Sure. Hold on a second. Where are you?
Alright, what's Turvy doing?
Turvy will have seen the drow come up and stab at Rincewind, and he's going, "Hey, that's my friend right there!" And he's going to take a shot with his hand crossbow.
Okay. Hey, it's gonna be a hit.
Oh, sweet. Man, the dice rolling across the screen is taking forever.
You can turn it off if you want.
There we go. Okay, sorry, hold on.
You're good. For 6 points of piercing, as she collapses, still kind of half standing, her head falls limp backwards, and her arms just kind of slough off into the ground as spores release from her, but nobody's close enough.
And then he's gonna say, "Hey, Gasmus, you all right over there?" And he's gonna come over and see if he can
All right.
help Gasmus out a little bit. And he's gonna end his turn.
That will take us back to the top of the round. At the top of the round, lurking from also growing up, a lone lobster-like creature emerges from the shadows to the southeast. Which will take us to Weller.
Let's move. Back. Yep. Move right up here. And take a swing at the old Yestbrawl.
All right, with the glaive, I take it.
Yeah, why not? I haven't used it enough. Come on. There we go.
A 24 definitely hits.
All right. On this one, let's do a menacing attack. So
Okay.
on superiority die.
Absolutely.
And check one of these. And do that. And you put it on my sheet, didn't you? You did.
Let's make a wisdom save. As you lash out at it, it is going to spew some spores. But it's going to make a wisdom save first. It rolled an 18.
Ooh.
It will still take 14 points of damage, but as it spews spores out, it is going to heavily obscure everything in the area. As everything in a 10-foot... Yeah, we'll do this one. I like this one. Everything in that area becomes heavily obscured as spores are spewing around in this ring of what looks like fire, but it's really just spores.
It's a burning ring of fire. All right, so that was it for that one. So let me go ahead and take a second. And is this going to be a disadvantage?
It will be at disadvantage because you can no longer see Yestibroad within.
All right, let's see.
Hey, a 20 is still going to hit. As you know, there's something in there.
And let's do the damage.
9 points of damage. That'll be a 3, so for 10 points of damage.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Might as well use it since it's my turn. We're gonna action surge and we'll run it back.
All right. Again, disadvantage.
Yep, leaving disadvantage on. Well, actually, I tell you what.
Chicken butt.
So action surge gives me basically another turn. So can I fairy fire?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have to fairy fire within a space you can see?
Each creature in the cube is outlined in the chosen color. 10-foot radius can't benefit from being invisible. That's all it says.
Well, for target, does it say objects in a range? Yeah, there you go. Just has to be within range.
Okay.
Absolutely, you can try and fairy fire the area here. What color of fairy fire you got going on?
What have I used before? I think either purple or blue. I think blue, because I think Malcolm is purple guy.
Blue. I'll see what I can do.
Unless purple's better, in which case it's purple.
I'll try and make it purple. Nah, it doesn't like me to color right now. So I can do this, the fairy fire. Boop. And Yestibroad has to make a dex save.
It's a slug. Athletics enough.
Got a 15.
Son of a bitch. I don't know if I've hit with my fairy fire a single time in this campaign.
You have, surely.
I don't know, man. Okay.
Charisma linked. That's the unfortunate part.
Well, he's got a good charisma. Anything else for Weller?
Does that count as an attack?
That's an action. There's a magic action, so you have no more actions left. You have bonus
Okay,
action.
so I can't extra attack on that one. Okay. Nah, because the only bonus action I have really is second wind. So yeah, that'll be it for me.
Alrighty. That will take us to a dead drow. And then the one Myconid is going to release those spores again. I will need Turvy and Casmus to give me Constitution saving throws. Turby's barely good. But both of you feel this tingling sensation. And it's just kind of shaking its head. Just kind of almost like dancing. Taking us to the Chol. The Chol climbs up this giant lobster creature with tentacles around it. Climbs up to Casmus. Gonna try and grab you with its pincers. First attack getting a 24.
It hits.
As you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and are grappled by this thing as it just clamps onto you. It's gonna try to clamp you a second time. Actually, scratch that. It's gonna try to clamp Turvy, because Turvy's within range. As it reaches over Casmus trying to clamp Turvy, getting a 23 to hit.
That certainly hits.
Turvy takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage and is clamped by this large Chol, this chitinous lobster creature.
I take 8 damage?
8, yes.
Okay, because I had temperate points and I did 8 and it basically removed all of the temperate point. I don't know why. Let's redo it. Alright.
So you'll have 4 temporary hit points. Math.
Yep.
That will end the Chol, taking us to Yestabrod. And Yestabrod is going to creep out of the darkness as will let out a spew of caustic spores. I will need Weller and Fungi to give me dexterity saves as spores kind of spew out of this area of darkness. Not darkness, but this area of spore stuff. More spores come out.
Opportunity attacks?
You could not see him because heavily obscured. You do not have disadvantage though, Weller. Luckily. Weller, you are unaffected by this. Well, it doesn't actually roll damage here. Fungi, you will take 2 points of acid damage as these spores kind of cling to you and stick to you. Ending Yestabrod's turn. Where was it? It was here.
When I rolled Turvy's initiative,
Yes.
it moved me down the initiative too. I was an 18, and now I'm a 7.
Well, damn it. Did you have your token clicked?
I thought I just had Turvy's clicked.
Well, we're not rewinding, but I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. Yeah, no, I
The darkness
I'm just-
would fade.
I just wanted to give you a heads up in case it happens again.
Absolutely. No, it probably has to do with what token was clicked when you rolled it, if I had to guess. But it happens. So that's it for Yestabrod. He's just moving away. That will take us to Rincewind.
Okay, Rincewind is going to shoot across here and try to climb up on the skull.
Okay.
And he is going to... What's the Phasrus situation?
You're unsure. You haven't cast any full-time spells yet. But you did see Fungi bring down a swarm of necrotic fungal wolves.
Okay.
They seem
You
fine.
did see Casmus throw a fireball too. A
Oh,
firebolt.
a firebolt. Cantrips aren't usually affected.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fire a chromatic orb.
Okay.
That dude.
Alright, hoping for some bouncy action.
And yeah, I'm going to cast it at
What flavor of orb?
2nd level. I'm going to go acidic.
Okay. Launching a
Delicious.
caustic orb. 19's gonna hit.
And let's do that.
Jeez. And yeah, one of them's a double. As this acid ball lands into this drow as they puff out with spores, I will need Turvy and Casmus to give me Constitution saves. As it just melts down, releasing spores.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't think that one through.
Turvy is stunned
Uh,
until the end of his next turn.
I think he's grappled and stunned.
Yes, that's what I put the little net on there now.
Okay. And then, so then that orb is just gonna splatter that drow, and then it's going to attempt to hit the Myconid as well.
All right, just rolling.
Yeah, I think I'm not really sure why, but it's asking me at what level again. I already cast the first one at second. I'm gonna do the second one.
It'll still be a second.
That one.
A 12 is going to be a hit.
Wow.
They don't have armor.
Excellent. Because I don't know why it rolled all those dice.
Oh, I see. So we'll take the first one. The 18 points of damage. As no doubles rolled, but it does melt this Myconid as well. Just melting into them as they topple over into the ground.
And then I can't see that worm thing. I'm gonna say, is the wiggly thing dead?
You can
Oh,
see it over there.
You moved up there. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he moved out of the obscured area as the obscurity ends at the end of his turn.
Okay, and then I guess I'll just end my turn right there on top of the skull.
All right. Which that will take us to Dusk, because technically it didn't have its turn back until Dusk. What are you doing?
Dusk will scamper down off the log again and come right down here.
Okay.
And he will take a smack at the Chul.
Take a smack at the Chul.
Getting a 13.
13 is going to be a miss as you try and smack at it.
A 14, actually a 16 with flanking.
Are we using flanking here?
Are we? I didn't know if we were.
I mean,
I don't remember.
it could be flanking because technically Casp was just right there.
I just don't remember if we're actually using flanking or not.
yeah, because they removed flanking, right?
Well,
It was always a house rule anyway.
yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, we don't-
I'll go with sure. Why not? For now, we'll discuss at length later.
So that would be a total of a 16 because the one buff still isn't on the sheet.
What?
You're gonna have to close the sheet and reopen it.
I did that.
Oh, okay. I mean, I had to do that. It'll work for me.
With the way I'm reacting with the game, there's no freaking.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, that will hit it. A 16. That's its AC.
I needed a hit for 9 points of radiant damage.
10. One buff.
10. Thank you.
It will do 10 points of radiant damage.
And then he'll follow through with another swing.
Alrighty.
Getting a 30.
Yes.
33 to hit.
Yes. That's not
Wait
it.
a
That's
minute.
it's not even a nat 20.
Oh my
Oh, the
God.
one buff is
So-
on now.
The one buff is on.
So 32,
Yeah, yeah.
32 to hit still.
32 to hit.
Yes, that's
Oh,
that.
never mind.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
impressive.
Sorry.
God, Dusk, try harder.
For 13 points of radiant damage.
Okay. It will take 13
Yes.
points of radiant damage. No, the one buff is on there now.
Yeah,
Aha.
It appeared.
12 points of radiant damage. I just triple did it.
Yes. Oh. And then as he lands from the two-handed swing, he'll lift up into the air and do a spin kick.
Okay. A spinny kick.
Getting an 18 to hit.
18 will indeed hit.
For 8 points of force damage.
I saw that 30 pop up so quick though. It will. How much points of force damage?
8.
8 points of force damage. All right, you start to hear the cracking of its outer shell as just kind of spores start to drift out and drip from it.
And then he's going to scamper into these bushes because he's a cat.
All right. Fun fact, when it's grappling two creatures, it can't make attacks of opportunity.
It could try.
Nah, it can't. All it's got is its clip clappers. It can't even bite things. But yeah, scampering into the bushes. That will take us to Turvey, who is unfortunately stunned for his turn and restrained. At the end of his turn, he is no longer stunned, taking us to Casmus, who is restrained. Not stunned, though.
As a bonus action, we're going to use Misty Step,
Okay.
moving away.
No longer stunned. Or no longer restrained.
And as an action, we're going to cast Fireball all the way down there so that we can catch this little big slug creature.
Alright. Trying to catch Yestabrod with a ball of fire.
This is my hiding place. What are you doing?
It rolled a big 12. So he will
So
take...
28.
It's unfortunately resistant to fire. But he will take...
Still 14.
We'll take 14 points of fire damage. As this explosion just kind of singes everything around. Does your one buff's on? Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Can use my fun little rocket thing. Yeah, that was fun.
Whoa!
That'll be it.
The graphics are so tight.
That
Taking
was
us-
so cool.
Taking us to fun guy.
I'm going to start by just moving up a little bit. And with that, I'm also going to have the my deadish wolf things move up next to Slugman.
All right.
And as it moves into those move into place, it's going to force him to take a dex saving throw
Yeah, not his strong suit.
at 16.
You got a big 4.
So he gets 3d10 slashing.
Nice. As these wolves just start tearing into him. I hate seeing that red. 16's not bad. That's average.
Yeah, no, I have.
He will
one of
take 16 points of damage.
mine.
In response
Yeah.
to that, you would see these spores just siphon up from the ground, covering the wounds that he has been inflicted.
He just healed the wounds at a.
Some of them. Not a ton. He did roll pretty good, though.
And then. Because that didn't require any action.
Is it a bonus action to move it?
Mm-mm.
Nuts.
I just have. Oh, the only thing is I have to make a move on the same turn.
Oh, it's when you move, it moves.
Yeah, I
just-
can command it to move too.
Just like
Up to
that.
30 feet. Just like that. That probably getting a little on the hurt side, and I don't feel like moving up to it. Let's do a symbiotic entity.
All right.
Have some temp points. And I'll use my second wind, my other second wind as well. Lame.
All right. Healing yourself a little bit.
Very little bit. And that'll do it for my turn.
All right. That will take us to top of the round. Weller.
Fairy fire, does that actually persist? Can I move through that, or
You can move through it. It doesn't affect you. It's just these little glowing lights that are stuck to the ground.
Cool. I gotta move all of my distance up to it. That is 30 right there. All right, you know what's coming. Let's do it to it.
Bring out the glave. 16 just hits.
Fantastico. Well, I might as well. Let's do superiority die. Let's do menacing one more time.
Another
Take that
menacing
off.
attack.
Another menacing attack. I'm just trying to menace the hell out of you.
Absolutely, you are quite menacing. He did get a 21 on a save, but you still do the damage.
All right.
Honestly, he's not good with these saves. He's just rolling good. He will still take 17 points of damage, and in response to being hit by you, a kind of mushroom on top of what looks like a skull of a dwarf pops up behind Weller, in between him and Fungi. I need both you guys to make dex saves.
No.
Please.
What if All right, since you said please.
It's a 6. It is.
Wow, is that really a 3?
It is really a 3. It's a nat 1.
Oh.
So we call in the biz
crikey.
a critical failure, as you each take 8 points of acid damage. That will require another con save from Fungi. But Weller,
Yeah.
in the middle of your turn, you just hit once.
Fantastic.
Fungi's
Let's do it
good.
again.
Second attack, 16,
16.
also frickin' hits.
All right.
Trying to keep your distance from this big bad boy for 15 points of slashing damage. As you can see, he's starting to look weakened. One would even use the term bloodied.
Ooh. I like that.
Anything else for Weller?
That gets me going.
He doesn't have blood though, so we're going to use the term slimied.
That doesn't do as much for me. No, I'm good. I'll save it.
All right, taking us to Rinse Windy. Juiced.
Rince
I like that patch. He's juiced.
Juiced.
We're
Old
using it.
English. I'm going to Rincewind is going to just kind of like slide down the spine of the skeleton here, seeing Turvy being grappled, and he's going to draw his sword and hit this giant thing with True Strike.
Alrighty.
As his short sword starts to glow a little bit and takes a big swing.
Little shimmering short sword. 13 is going to be a miss, unfortunately. It looks badass, though, as you're doing it.
Yeah.
I definitely see this sliding down the spine bit.
Now I'm going to go, oh, shit! Sorry, Turvy. Use my cunning action to disengage.
As you just kind of roll away, the clamp tries to clamp onto you, but it's too slow. You're too quick and
Right.
dexterous.
And I'll end my turn right there.
That will take us to the creature. Last person that hit it. It's going to move up with Turvy and try to grab onto Dusk with its pincer. Getting a 21 to hit Dusk.
That will hit.
As Dusk, you take a whopping 14 points of bludgeoning damage as it just clamps on really hard, kind of digging into the ground with
Oh.
it.
Dusk is going to actually, as the clamp comes down, he's going to reach out with his palm and
Yeah.
push it aside and reduce it to 0 damage.
Deflecting that attack. And here's the thing, if you reduce the attack to 0 damage, it's almost as if it doesn't hit, right? Tell you what, I'll give you a dex save for this
Okay.
to determine it.
Tree falls in a forest.
I've never seen it happen. Trees don't actually fall. That's a myth.
Getting a 25.
Yeah, you're not grappled. As you just kind of deftly push the pincers onto the ground next to you and roll back a foot or two just out of the way.
Hold on, let me verify. Oh, yeah, I No, actually, I don't automatically reduce all that to 0. You said 14 points?
Yes.
because it's 1d10 plus 11.
So there's a chance. So just roll above a 4.
No, 18.
Yeah, you reduce it. It is going to squeeze onto Turvy, though, because it's got him.
Just out of frustration.
Yeah, but somehow missing Turvy as it's like it's distracted trying to clamp onto Dusk, getting its claw pushed away, so it can't squeeze onto Turvy as a bone on this mammoth-like skeleton just kind of gets in its way, saving Turvy from more damage. But this will take us to Yestabrod. Yestabrod gonna do what Yestabrod does, and gonna try to slam down onto Weller as it moves closely towards you, kind of around you, getting a 21 to hit Weller.
Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take 12 bludgeoning and 11 poison damage for a total of 23 damage. Here's the fun part. He's going to do it again.
I don't like any
As
of
it
that.
just kind of slams down onto you. Getting an 11 to hit, though, with its second attack. And its next one just kind of, you can see it coming as it's digging up dirt, trying to slide across this. Screams kind of unraveled from beneath, alerting you to maneuver away from it. Missing. Which will take us to Dusk.
Oh, did he end his turn there? Is he still within?
Who moved
10
like there? I don't know. Is
Wow. I say if he ended his turn within 10 feet, then he's still in range of conjure animals.
he's out of it.
Okay.
Let's see how smart he is. Actually, very smart. Did not expect that. That'll take us to Dusk, though.
Okay.
Nearly getting clamped yourself.
Dusk is going to look over at Rincewind and say, "You got this, right?" And then he'll scamper through the bushes and he'll run up here.
It will make an attack of opportunity at disadvantage against you. Getting a 19.
That does hit, but I do have my reaction back.
You do
right?
have your reaction back. It's a total of 9 bludgeoning. Are you using your reaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
As he scampers off and it slams down, he'll just sort of, with his back paw, gently push it out of the way and keep going.
Give me a dex save again, though.
Getting a 17.
17's good as you do gently push it away. It tries to push its claw closer. You're good. Making your way to this large butthole.
Yeah, essentially. And run up next to Weller and make a big swing at the Broad.
Okay.
Getting a 20 to hit.
20 will absolutely hit.
For 12 points of radiant damage.
It will take 12 points of radiant damage. In response to you hitting it, it is going to unleash more of that spores around it.
Well, before it does that,
It's using a reaction.
I'm initiating a stunning strike.
It's using its reaction to being hit. So I don't know
Okay.
what comes first. It's a good question for my
The
own self.
stunning strike is part of this attack.
That's true. Yeah, go ahead and do your stunning strike thing.
I mean, it might. It might save anyway. So it must make a DC 15 Constitution.
It got a
save.
12, so it's going to use its legendary reaction resistance
Okay.
to not be, and instead it's going to envelop itself in mist. Or in fog, kind of. I can't find the fire thing. We're going to use this guy. As everything gets covered in spores and everything is heavily obscured. We still have the
Now
rest of your
here's-
turn.
Now here's another
Mm-hmm.
question. I'm going to make my second strike. Would that be at disadvantage?
Yes.
I mean, would it be at advantage though? Because of the stun.
Oh, so it would just be a straight roll. Because advantage and disadvantage together. So 18 will hit.
Oh, that's not. That was my damage. Haven't rolled yet.
Well, let's hope you hit with that one.
All right. Getting a 24.
A 24 will hit. As
For 9 points of radiant
deal
damage.
9 points of radiant damage.
And as my bonus action, flurry of blows.
It will... Making it burn all of its reactions. It will make another corpse nearby siphon into it. It might not matter. We'll see. Yeah, do your flurry of blows. Is it? You can't tell it's healing itself, but that's what it's doing.
Well, this would be at disadvantage, so I might miss.
Well, you get 2 of them.
Yeah, but let's give it a go. An 11.
An 11's going to be a miss on the first one.
And then on the next one is 16.
16 hits.
For 12 points of force damage.
12 is exactly what you needed. As you punch out or kick out blindly, knowing it's there, knowing it's a big worm-like creature. Kicking into it, the spores quickly change colors into a multicolored rainbow explosion. I will need Weller and Dusk to make Constitution saving throws. As a voice would just kind of creep out. You will join Cedar. As... Why you got disadvantage there?
I don't know.
Oh, because
But
you
it's
had it
funny
clicked on for the attacks.
But you saw a con save.
I did.
But you can't see my attack rolls. That's just
Maybe
weird.
when you're just on advantage and disadvantage. I don't know.
Anyway, 21.
You're good. As Yestabrod falls to the ground, spewing multi-rainbow colored spores everywhere. The Chol holding Turvy just kind of goes limp, still with Turvy in its arms, but doesn't react in this moment. I saw all those, yes.
No, ignore those because all I was doing was taking my stunning strike off.
And we can hop out of combat here.
Don't we have the?
I said what I said.
Okay.
I said it falls limp, still kind of holding Turvy, but just very loosely. Turvy can just scramble out of it, and he will very easily. No save necessary, you just have to try to do it. And it's just its claws are just kind of pressed into the ground. Still kind of swaying slightly.
Turvy will give it a shot.
Wrong one. As all of these screams and moans still calling out, the Spore Servant does the Chul, makes its way back to its post, oddly enough. Leaving you here in this garden of welcome.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I feel very welcomed.
Very, very much.
Yeah.
Anybody else find it
Uh,
weird that guy just walked away?
I mean, no less weird than any of the other shit that we see on an hourly basis. But
No, everything that's weird tries to kill us. That one stopped. Seems extra weird.
that, yeah, okay. Granted.
Well, it seems like the undulating sphincter was controlling it.
It seems like it.
I wonder what else it was controlling.
Probably all those guys that popped up out of the ground.
Can we
As you're
ensure the drow are all dead? Just to make sure.
absolutely the ones that you killed were dead. There's still many semi-living drow around,
Right.
half
So-
buried.
So are they like merchants or like
She said they were after someone.
Yeah. Matter of fact, she
Escape
said more than,
prisoners.
yeah, I was gonna say she
Yep.
said more than that, didn't
Yeah.
she?
She did.
all right. I guess well they tend we should probably get a trophy from that big thing to prove that we killed it.
I would also say, Rincewind, with your insane past perception, one guy would note it too, but Rincewind, you would see it pretty plainly. Underneath this skeleton, this mammoth skeleton, in the center of the Garden of Welcome, is a piled up heap of stuff. Some of it covered in lichen and moss and fungi, but you can plainly see a little shimmer of metal, a little bit of gloss of leather.
Well, I'll definitely wander over. Who else? Did anybody else see this?
The fungi would see it as well. But as you wander over, you start to hear echoes spill from the misty cavern beyond. A cacophony of wheezing voices wrapped together like some kind of discordant music. The remaining heads planted in the Garden of Welcome begin to croak and groan, joining in this horrible song. And through the mist, rapidly, that shrouds this smaller cavern, you see a parade of creatures responsible for this melody. Bodies are only vaguely humanoid, cluster of luminescent lichen and tumescent growths, forming chaotic patterns on their decaying flesh. Voices stabbing into your minds, both insane and gleeful, in equal parts. From rocky bed, the toadstool rose. From chaos dark, her love she shows. Wish, yearn, laugh. The lady will be wed. Crave, hunger, dance. Her joyous spores spread. Youth is gone. Beauty rots. Ora Maikos and Zuchtboy joined together, heart to heart, becoming one till death do part. Hail, hail, hail. And this entourage you would see many large figures, small figures, creeping up to your current location. Sporous, fungal.
I'm gonna yell at Turby and see if he can come help me get through this, grab some of this stuff. And, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we definitely shouldn't be here. They're coming this way, right?
They are rapidly
Towards Dusk,
approaching,
right?
almost dancing, each of them swaying in their own manner, rapidly. Some of them charging, some of them slowly, almost like they're in the middle of a ballet as they are rushing.
Oh yeah.
But they seem to be performing. How do you react?
Is this here? Are those like kind of ledges?
Where's here? Yes, those are ledges going down a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way down to there because I want to like keep an eye on what's going on, but I definitely want to get out of their way.
So,
Absolutely.
are these things moving at like Night
Some-
of the Living Dead? Or
Some of
at,
them
like,
breakneck
28
speeds, others slowly, kind of almost like they're trying to dance with each other. Others are dancing by themselves. They're all in this weird, chaotic dancing ritual.
Hey, didn't y'all come across some weird mushrooms before? Like one of the times where I was in the amulet?
Not like this.
Not like this.
Not like
Rincewind's
this.
just gonna kind of gather up any items that he sees that he can maybe hold on to, and see if he can. I don't know what's there, but it doesn't matter at this point. We're
Just kind of
grabbing-
shovel it up. I'll just grab it, trying to see,
Yep.
like, wipe off the stuff that is not actual items.
Yeah. If Turby can help me out with that, that would be great. But
And they seem to be kind of surrounding this area here, dancing around it, performing this ritual or festivity. It's hard to tell what's actually going on.
Fungi, since I saw stuff, I'll try and also grab stuff with Rincewind. I'm going to try and have my conjure animals kind of stay behind us to kind of give us a little room, hopefully, get them off as they're approaching us. And make our way to follow down the ledge, too.
Absolutely. And as they're going through this, atop this, kind of on either side of a horn, one of the smaller fungal-like creatures and one of the larger fungal-like creatures kind of stand, almost growing hands to grab each other. They both kind of look outward and can almost see eyes form on their vaguely humanoid shapes, even though they're just some form of fungal matter, as they're just staring out blankly, singing and cheering from all around, the voices from the garden echoing throughout the space here.
I guess if I got all the stuff that I can get, I'll kind of look around and try to do a little two-step myself, kind of mosey out of there if I'm suddenly being surrounded by dancers. When in Rome, kind of thing.
You're trying to stay out of their way. I will
Trying
need
to stay out of their way, but weave my way towards where we came from.
I will need Fungi and Rincewind, because you guys are picking through stuff, to both give me your call, either stealth checks or dexterity saves.
Or definitely a stealth check.
As we're watching this from our vantage point, particularly watching Rincewind dance, Dusk will whisper to Weller, "I pray I never have to see that again." And then he will karate chop Weller at the base of the spine and give him 7 more hit points back.
One of these smaller mushrooms grows eyes in the strange face of an old woman looking towards you, Dusk, as you say that, and just holds what looks like just a finger, and you think might be a fist, over this old woman face lips, as if trying to shush you. Doesn't actually say anything. The song is still echoing out from their being.
Seeing that, Weller and Dusk shuffle to the side a little bit more away from that sucker.
But it
Need
seems
to get out of here.
seems like they are enacting a wedding. And spores rise up. As they rise up, 3 creatures, one of them a drow, another a dwarf, and then one of those hookors take place of those spores, kind of almost lifting up from the ground into them, just standing there idly, as if trying to experience or take place of like the priest, or the marriage, you know, the whole thing. But as you're looking on, trying to back away, Fungi and Rincewind able to get out of there easily, just so you're not in the way of everything. But the corpses are moving like puppets almost. They're not living. They're still corpses. The rest of these mushroom-type creatures are just waiting. Still kind of some of them swaying. None of them in unison. But as you're looking, this tableau of a mock wedding is quickly and rapidly replaced by a vision of the inside of a great tower, spiraling stairs and balconies carved into its walls, with the interior lit by phosphorescent patches of mold growing in whorls in the center of this base. Floating a humanoid figure, woman-like in form, but made entirely of fungi and mold, much as these creatures are. You can see she is easily 3 times the height of any of these fungal bridesmaids that move up and down the spiraling stairs, tending to this giant mistress. They croon a strange, soothing song as they weave the substance of a giant figure into delicate lichen and long mycelium train like a bridal gown. And quickly that vision fades as the dancers, or the attendants of this mock wedding, start to dance back slowly. Some more excitedly than others, much as before, back from whence they came, into this foggy area beyond, leaving and quickly dispersing.
Dusk looks at Weller and says, "Everything down here is terrible."
Yeah, I've been telling you that the whole time. Now it's bad and weird.
Anyone understood what the hell we just saw?
Not at all.
It
We
seemed
didn't
to
even have an
be-
open bar.
Yeah. Was that the wedding? Was that practice? Was
And I will have you all note that the dress was not white.
mm,
Does it-
Okay.
Hmm.
So that was super duper weird. Did anybody get the names and the chants that they were chanting about who was getting married?
one started with a Z. I heard that. That was about it.
Ah, there we go.
Oh wait,
that
it's
is
all
what
coming
they
back
say.
to me.
Aramikos and Zuktmoy.
Is anybody familiar with either one of those names?
Haven't we heard them
Gonna you
before?
devil guy.
You've already talked about Zuktmoy.
Boy.
It would be I would allow Weller
Heyo.
and Rincewind to give me a history check.
Oh, there's not smart.
I don't know why that rolled twice, but
There you go. Yeah, as you think about it, you have heard of Aramikos. It's Dwarvish for the great fungus. An enormous fungal growth beneath the high forest. Not too far from here. Well, from Menzoberranzan, large drow city. It's a huge life form, yeah, in the Underdark. Single organism that covers a giant space.
well, there goes the neighborhood. I
So
mean,
one of those has to be the Great Cedar, and the other has to be the Great Body, right?
well, yep.
Well,
mean-
Wasn't Zuktmoy a demon? Demon queen or something?
Well, yeah. Okay. So
It's less of a thing, more of a area, I should say. Or Mycos.
yeah. So that seems really, really bad. I mean, just the sheer size of that thing being married to a demon of any kind seems horrible for down here. But I
Or
mean,
anywhere?
right. So we need to hustle back to the Myconids and let them know, so long as they're not like the dancers here.
Yeah, but
Should
one of
probably
them
get
wasn't.
And you did see the dancers retreat into a mist-covered cavern.
One of them is in league with whatever's going on.
Yeah. I mean, how they handled this is a them situation. I feel. I mean, how they want to handle this, I think should be, up to the Myconids themselves. But let's get a trophy from the big wormy thing and beat feet out of here.
Is it enough to say it's just their problem? I mean, I
It
get
might
it. It's
disappear.
happening
Well, I
in their
mean-
backyard right now, but
Right.
it seems like something that could be a bigger issue.
It
Well,
could be a
And I
minute or
mean, these
two.
guys couldn't even fight off something that was holding up a trickle of a stream.
Do you want everyone to give me a wisdom save as you guys are discussing this? Flashes still kind of popping of the vision you saw.
thank goodness I'm hella wise.
Oh god.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Can
It's
I
14,
use one of my second wins?
13.
Not on saving throws.
It's just a 15. It's so 19
A
had
big
the
10.
1 plus. Still active.
All right. Weller and Rincewind, roll me a D100.
How can he get a 0?
Because he doesn't have good wisdom.
Obviously, he's with us.
That's nice.
Sheet odd. You said D100.
Yes, Rincewind
10.
popping in and out of your vision, these just little colors everywhere, distorting everything you see. Everything is moving in, out. Having a hard time standing on your own. You do have disadvantage on everything for the next 4 minutes. Weller.
Right.
His eyes roll back to the back of his head as he just falls down, unconscious.
Dead.
No, paralyzed.
So now it
Great.
goes out.
So, do we go back the where we came, or do we go back to from the front entrance?
As you discuss your next course of action, this will be a good spot for us to take a little 5-10 minute break.
All right.
As kind of sure what you witnessed, but unsure what to do with that information and unsure how to approach, if at all. We'll figure out all that and more when we come back here in a bit. So stick around, folks. We'll be back. All right, folks, we are back in it. And last we left off, after defeating this abomination of a Myconid and the creatures that rose all around, witnessed a strange rehearsal of a wedding amongst fungal-like, humanoid-like growths, but also a strange vision talking about what this vision was and what it might mean, caused Weller to just go stiff and fall down like a board. While Rincewind is kind of tripping balls right now. You're hallucinating. Just colors, things are moving weird. It's kind of cool, kind of scary. But that's where we're picking back up.
All right. Well, Dusk will stoop over Weller, look him up and down, and then he will grab either end of his mustache, look at his eyes, and say, "Get up," and pull. He will apply another hand of healing to Weller, giving him back 8 hit points of damage, and with his physician's touch, he will negate the paralysis.
All right. As
And
you
then he will step back.
you feel something awful in your whiskers there, Weller, as you are told to stand back up. And you get 8 healing.
Weller comes to and is just kind of like rubbing his mustache, his cheek area. What
Dusk is looking away like nothing happened.
just happened? What was that?
And then he'll make his way back over to Rincewind.
Oh man.
Better watch out.
You're gonna have to give me a minute here.
You'll
As
kind of
I'm trying to-
examine him to see if there's anything he can do, or if he just needs to let it work its course.
Oh, my pupils.
You just
are
got to go
totally
for the
dilated.
ride, baby. You just along for the ride.
Yep. So just gonna do some Lamaze breathing a little bit. I'm trying to bring myself back and see if I can make my way back up to my feet eventually.
For anyone at home, that's a really good practice. That 2 breaths in, 1 breath out.
Mm-hmm. That's gotten me through a lot of smashed fingers.
Mm.
Is that like code word for something or actual
No,
smash fingers?
It's actually it helps with the pain.
Yep. But as Rincewind's kind of going through this breathing, he'll be fine. But he's just not going to have an easy time of everything for the next bit.
It's like making bi-weekly mortgage payments.
Mm.
Saves
Now-
you a lot of
now.
money every time.
Bi-weekly. Is that twice a week or every other week?
Every other week.
Every other week.
See?
That way you pay down the principal, and then you
Make
don't
an
have to pay
extra.
much interest.
Yeah, you pay an extra
No,
one
okay.
payment a year. But yes.
That was my bad. I understand bi-weekly mortgage payments. I'm talking more about the word bi-weekly. I don't think that you're paid on your mortgage twice a week.
It's just semi-quad annually.
Yeah.
All right.
well,
Makes one payment to a guy named Joe and another payment to a lady named Joe, and that's how it goes.
Let's make our way back to the Myconids.
All right, let's do that. So,
Grab your trophy before we go.
yeah, we need to go like right now before any more weird shit happens.
Same way we came in, or the front entrance?
Well, whichever way gets us back to the Myconids.
Well, that thing kind of pissed off once we killed the big worm.
Well, yeah.
Let's make
So-
our way down the main entrance. I don't think some of us are good about climbing right now.
All right, let's go.
Some of us are barely good about walking right now.
Hey.
Yeah, dust
I'm gonna-
will help
Poor guy.
Rincewind.
Poor guy.
Some guy's gonna really quickly scamper, go grab like a barb or something. I'm trying to make something out of that picture. Just grab it and go.
Little knob.
Yeah, whatever I
A
can. Just
knob.
Yeah.
yank something off and then dash right back with the rest.
You yank its knob off?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Just not,
Right off the table.
I'm glad you said it. Not.
This shit has gone dark in the Underdark.
Let's roll.
Heading down the main entrance, though, after grabbing a nub or whatever. Going down this path, a little windy pathway that gets you to... I forgot I had this little drawing on here. But yeah, you guys were up here at the Garden of Welcome.
I'm just getting like Space Invader vibes. I just hear the sound in my head.
Spaghetti monster.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Either way, making your way down, seeing the circles as you've seen them before, some of them up to their own things. You would see both of the Myconid sovereigns kind of in conversation. Well, it looks like they're looking at each other. A quick glance from, damn it, not Basidia. And you would see Sovereign Philo look to head up to the circle of builders beyond, not paying much attention as 3 of those large Zerkwood mushrooms start to shamble behind and in front of him, like a triangular guard around him. And passing by those 2 Chul creatures, they just kind of click-clack their click-clackers. The claws. What? Basidia slowly approaches as you're descending. Rincewind and Fungi both have a bunch of stuff in their hands as well.
Okay. I guess we should approach her and let's see. Basidia is
It's the good sovereign.
the good stuff.
The non-infected sovereign.
We should. Okay. Well, I'm going to link us up with Psychic Whispers, and as we approach, I'll say to the group, Basidia is the one we should tell about Zgutmoy for sure, but who are we going to take the worm to?
When a Basidia, I mean,
Don't we want to take that to the hunters?
no, I was within. Not even sure if the hunters knew about it because it was up there in the
Right.
Guard of Welcome.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I forgot about that. My
I
bad.
think we're going to have to explain what happened regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, better explain to Basidia.
Okay. Well, let's get it done. The sooner the better, I think. Walk up to Basidia.
Basidia kind of stretches out the spores. And what did you witness? You seem injured.
Yeah. It was a day. So, we've opened up the waters, and
Yes,
I'll-
I was there when you told
right,
Rush,
I'll
not Rusher,
point
the
to-
other one. Yeah.
fun guy, and say, we've brought you back proof that we've destroyed the worm creature.
Here, I ripped its knob.
What worm creature? The one that asshole was after? Lubamub.
Lubin Mub.
The one Lubamub spoke of. It was up there. He said it was far away.
I mean, if it is some
Big
creature,
worm
yes,
creature.
we defeated it.
Unless you think you got 2.
He said it was green and had a beak, I believe.
Oh, you might have 2.
We ran into Yestabrod, and Yestabrod was a huge larva creature, and we killed Yestabrod. That's where the
Oh.
knob came from. And there was also a ritual or a
worm
wedding
creature.
or a ceremony of some sort, and it was just real gnarly up there. Something happened to me. I woke up and my mustache was hurting.
I see.
It wasn't very welcoming.
It
There
makes
was
me
like heads
curly.
planted in the ground. We ran into the drow. We ran into a few drow. They were like reanimated.
Yes.
It's not very welcoming for a garden of welcome.
The visitors, I assume.
Yeah, but they're visiting their gods now.
And this must not be safe.
Well, I mean, we kind of crashed a wedding, and it seems like the demon queen Zagutmoy has married Aramicus.
Will marry.
So
Yeah, your vision was like, it seemed like preparation of the bridal
Yeah.
gown and stuff.
Right.
okay,
So what, it was like
that-
practice?
Yep, it was a rehearsal. What you saw.
Okay.
uh,
So yeah, like he
So,
said, Zygot married a ramekin, but we saw the rehearsal.
there you go.
Do you speak of Ormikos?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the ramekin.
That seems
guy.
right. I got a
Hmm.
little hazy there for a little bit. It kind of comes and goes with me right now. So, you'll have to excuse me if I misspeak every once in a while. The memory and the old calculator aren't working like they were. So,
Just think about it and I will feel it.
well, that's half the battle right there.
Weller's gonna think about that old lady face thing that shushed Dusk.
And kind of if any of you are thinking on this subject, it can easily convey what you saw. Like he can kind of
Ugh.
absorb that information.
So psychic whisper doesn't really work.
Well, I mean, it worked up to the point until I think we got.
I
Oh, we
mean, if
willingly think about it. Towards
yeah,
the
you
group.
willingly think
Yeah.
about it towards him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can keep secrets from him. He's not like robbing your brain of your thoughts. He's more just like what you're willing for him to see, he will see.
Right.
Well, there's not a lot of thoughts up in the old Weller noggin to rob anyway, so
What is
he
this
can have whatever he wants to.
Zuktmoy?
Demon Queen.
Well, from what we understand, it seems to be a demon. Fairly important one too.
And the grove is not safe.
It seems like the Underdark itself is seeing a pretty large incursion of demons. It's starting to add up a little bit, frankly.
Yeah.
Kind of doing the mental math in my head where we've like run into some hyena demon worshippers, and then there was this giant monkey tentacle thing that we ran into around some fish people, and then
There was this gigantic, monstrous thing coming out of the water.
that thing, and then several lesser demons that we've come across, and now it seems like Zagutmoy is in the neighborhood too. So y'all got a problem.
I just like the Basidia's getting all these thoughts. It's like, wow, you guys are really trauma dumping on me right now.
It sounds of a great pain. A great hurt in the lands.
That seems to be spreading. Hint, hint. Or has the potential to, I would imagine.
Most concerning indeed.
So,
We will take our leave of Neverlight Grove then. We are already
Really?
halfway prepared.
Who's we?
Myself and those not infected with these thoughts of a wedding.
I'm gonna leave this place.
You guys are just gonna abandon your home?
It was in preparation. I would rather not. But if a demon queen, as you say, has come to make home here, who are we to stand up to that? We are few and not fighters.
Where will you go?
Somewhere safe, hopefully. Where are you headed?
Gracklestug. You know what's the name of the
Lingenstone.
Blinging.
Blinging Stone? Yeah,
So,
Blinging Stone. We're coming from Gracklestug.
Hmm. Perhaps we'll make our way there as well.
The denizens of Gracklestug have been forewarned. Perhaps we need to do the same with Blingenstone.
That could
It might be
good.
time for the peoples of the Underdark to think about more than just themselves.
So, just to get some clarification, Basidia, you
Yes.
guys are leaving. What is to prevent this wedding from happening, and what would happen, do you think, if the wedding were to go through?
I do not know what this wedding means, but Oromykos isn't evil, I don't think. Not demonic in nature. A symbol of growth. For all
Yeah.
fungal creatures within the Underdark. For all myconids. They...
Now with the demon flavor.
Yeah, it might be being. It might. The intention might be to use it to grow something else.
Yeah.
This is troubling. As I stated, we are not great warriors to fight demons. And Philo, if his actions, if their actions are anything to go on, it will spell doom. We are prepared to leave, though, if circumstances are this dire.
Do you think the others will just let you all leave? Like Philo? Won't they want some sort of explanation?
I think they might be too preoccupied with this wedding and their strange machinations of growth. I am unsure. I feel it would be a better chance to leave. For us to leave than to stay. And be swallowed by whatever this Zuktmoy demonic parasite almost. I would not have it infect further my people.
All right. Do you know the way to Blingenstone?
I believe Reshiru does. Reshiru is one of the ones that help make preparations to leave. They know the Underdark in this area well, and everywhere around the Grove. I don't know if they've been to Blingdenstone, though.
Guys? We set out with them?
Sit out with them. With all of them. Make sure they're safe. and make our way to Blackenstone.
I mean,
Maybe see if someone else is willing to help with dealing with demon weddings. We don't know. We can just let this one go.
I mean, out. You want to fight? You want to fight a demon queen?
Not alone.
As much it is my duty to get rid of her. I don't think we can fight a demon queen at this point. We need more people to do so.
We do have the ability to reanimate and control those that are dead. This was a hope for what the hunters deal with Lumamub. This worm creature that he spoke of, that they spoke of, could be useful in such a scenario.
If we
Well-
pursue that, as gruesome as that is, perhaps it will at least give them something they can use to defend themselves.
But they're not interested in staying here and defending themselves. They're leaving.
Yeah, but I mean, if it follows them, they can still defend themselves wherever the hell they are going to go next.
I mean, do we get the feeling that they're going to be followed?
Possibly.
It seems like if we leave and they leave, and the Demon Queen is left to do what it wants to, I don't know if it necessarily is going to want to pursue.
well, it just seems like everywhere we go, every place has its own huge problem.
Yeah.
Whether it's pissed off Red Dragon, or the fish people getting destroyed, or who knows what we're gonna run into in our next stop. But at some point, this is gonna have to come to a stop, because I think that this has the potential to take over much of the Underdark, but we're not
the surface.
to handle it, and possibly the surface too, for that matter. I mean, this could just be a stopover.
I mean, we've already got a history of running away from one demonic creature that was summoned.
Whoa.
What's the second one?
Were you gonna fight that gigantic thing?
No, that's what I'm saying. What's a second one?
I mean, yeah, this is neither the time nor the place for us to be able to handle this situation.
I agree.
So we
should
go find help.
and bracket this and see it, but we need to warn that everybody.
We need to warn Blackenstone, at least.
Well, warn Blingenstone or see what kind of demonic entity they have.
Right.
And I mean,
There seems to be a pattern here.
as much as it would be stupid, going, maybe not directly going to Misselburnsen, but at least figuring out, having them figure it out that there's something going on. The more people
you
we
guys
can
go
get.
there. I'm not going anywhere near there. Also, let's not forget that we're runaways.
Yeah,
Escaping.
it's exactly what I'm saying. It's stupid. But the Drows, too, need to know what's going on down here if they haven't already figured it out.
So, are we going to pursue this other worm creature, or are we simply going to leave and encourage them to leave?
I would say leave and encourage them to leave. I don't know if getting the worm creature really serves any value. I don't know if a worm creature is going to hold up to a demon lady.
This is two of their leaders that have expressed an interest in using it to attempt to defend themselves.
Well, if we get all the good ones on our side to leave, that only leaves the bad ones to have to deal with the big worm, and maybe the big worm takes a few of them.
I gotta go with Dusk on this one too. I mean, he's brought up a really good point here. Should we? I mean,
we may find this method distasteful, but it is what's done here. It's part of their life cycle.
yeah.
Let's go get it.
So
Then.
you're saying stay in this place longer with this wedding on the horizon.
Well, we simply don't know when the wedding is going to be. So
It seems they had a recital. It seems like it's or a
It seems
rehearsal.
fairly imminent.
It
for
does.
sure.
our decision seems to be leave with these Myconids, or leave with the Myconids, giving them something they can use to defend themselves.
If we get a few of the hunters with us, they stay back and then they can revive that thing when it dies, and we can link back up with the other Myconids that have left.
So can I just make the point, just doing the mental math in my head? We're going to go fight and kill a worm creature that we believe, if it is reanimated, is powerful enough to put up some sort of resistance against the demon.
I think they're saying retake it and bring it with you. Or bring it with the Myconids as they leave.
And
So
and
give them a guard dog.
certainly, I don't expect it to stand up to the demon itself, but the demon's minions, maybe.
Okay.
Because I could be drawing a conclusion here based on lack of evidence, but it doesn't seem like the Myconids will travel very quickly. And
No,
if we
They're not
intend
too
to,
slow. They're pretty slow.
They're probably very slow.
But they're
I
not
was-
too
I
slow.
I was like, I don't think they're too slow. I was like, no, they have a movement speed of 20 feet.
I mean, it's not
They're
that
not.
bad.
They're not quite as fast as you all, but over long courses, it's not like you're running.
right? But it's probably to say they will probably travel at close to half the rate we would.
Maybe a little more,
Yeah.
but yeah.
All right, so do we
Strength
go
in
get that-
numbers.
Yeah.
We go get that worm to at least give them a chance.
All right.
Get a few hunters with us.
But before we do that, maybe we should rest
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then speak with the hunters and try to find this thing as expeditiously as possible.
What I would
That
say.
is a huge word for Dusk.
What I'd say is we get with a few hunters wherever they saw it last. We get rid of it, they reanimate it, and we link back up with the rest that have already left. So that no one stays there for too long. They already have to.
Yes.
All
Let's make preparations post haste.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So let's take a little breather and get directions towards the worm thingy.
All right.
Asleep or just
Wow. Monks still get back all their focus points on a short rest.
Yep.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
baller
I
compared
don't-
to. Wow.
To your point, Casmus, yeah, I don't think we really got time for a sleep.
no? I'm just asking you which
Yeah.
you guys want to do.
I think
Doesn't matter to me.
I'm thinking we take a short rest, speak with the hunters, pursue the creature, deal with that as quickly as we can, and be prepared to leave.
All right.
Look at that thing just rolling.
We can kind of skip past that. You tell Rumpadump and Cappy the plan. They go along with it. Getting a little breather here.
I'm supposed to get my spell slot back on a short rest, right?
Yeah, I noticed it didn't give you your spell slots back last
Yeah.
time too. I will report it. But yours is easy. You just click twice.
Yeah.
I might be able to actually... I'll look into that after the game. But heading to Lubamub, he'll start speaking to you after you inquire about the worm creature.
Can we look at the stuff that we brought back?
Oh,
from,
absolutely. Absolutely. Good point. Yeah, looking at the stuff, there is a lot of stuff. First of all, there is a fine suit of dark leather armor studded drow make, as well as matching sword, short sword. Also kind of darkened metal. Seems to have a like scrawling of spider webs over the blade. And then there would be it's like a traveler's bag.
Okay.
Anything in the traveler's bag? Just a bag.
Absolutely. There's in a scroll case, 2 scrolls within. And actually, as you kind of look in the bag, actually the bag looks empty. You reach in, you pull out a scroll case. It's another bag of holding.
Oh wow.
What?
Hey.
Two of them.
There's 40 days of rations and
Oh,
320 silver pieces.
Oh wow.
Now we have 2. We can go back and I could sell one for 30 gold.
Quick,
No, for fuck's sake, no.
quick, quick! Put one inside the other.
Doesn't work.
No, no.
Doesn't work in the
shame.
Underdark for some
Comment of
reason.
The year right there.
Bag of infinity holding.
All right.
Who will carry the other bag? It should be the person with the most equipment.
The bag
and
itself does weigh 20 pounds.
needs. Yeah.
Oh, the one I got
Well-
is 15.
Yeah, but you can take some of the stuff that you're carrying and put it in the bag to reduce overall weight.
Yeah.
So
Because we also need to
something
think
more
about the
impact-
items in our current bag. Because
I can
remember,
tell you.
Could
it
split it
takes
up.
it takes an action to retrieve the item.
Yeah, we got 50 foot of rope, 2 vial of acid, 6 alchemist fire, 1 potion of healing, 1 potion of fire bread, and 1 of psychic resistance, the map of the Dark Lake, and a 500 gold ruby with a gnome end.
I would say that the potion needs to be out of the bag. Someone needs to have that on their person.
Partridge in
Uh,
Hickory.
We also all have a
We got a
potion of greater healing.
Yeah,
as a
but
reward.
But it's not doing us any good in the bag of holding.
it doesn't.
No, but we all have one in our bags,
Right.
in our personal bags.
I think Casmus, you should probably hold on to that one because
Also a
You
gnome
tend to
hand with
be-
a ring.
further
Yeah,
away
it's
from
the,
everybody else.
Yeah. So have we looked at that ring?
Yeah, I thought we
No.
did,
No.
or we questioned him
No.
about it.
Perhaps one of you with knowledge of magic should look at the ring in case it's useful.
I can look at it.
As you speak of rings, you realize that, Weller, you're wearing a ring that you picked up a while ago.
Yeah. When did we
I'll
get
take a
ring?
look at Weller's ring. Yes.
All right. Give me an Arcana check on Weller's ring, and someone else give me an Arcana check on the other ring.
I do have a ring in my inventory. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I know you know.
I'm doing the one in the bag of holding.
Oh, I
Okay.
have disadvantage.
Rincewind. This is a kind of common one used, especially you've seen them used in the plane of Limbo for traversing distances of water, as it's a ring of water walking.
Oh
Oh.
wow, those are super
What?
useful.
The other ring, I gotta find it, is a onyx ring, I believe. Where was that? Where'd you find that at? That was in the...
That was the end of the gnome that got cut off, and he asked us to get his hand back to
in the
Clinging Stone.
dumping pit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an obsidian ring. I would say you do this during your short rest because you have to spend some time with it. You would notice a slight inscription on the interior of the ring. And
One ring to rule them all.
yeah, exactly.
Oh.
It only appears under ice. I don't know, opposite. But you have a feeling it would make your skin as hard as obsidian for about an hour. As with the stone skin spell. But you're pretty certain it would only be usable once.
Inscription just reads Viagra.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
for now we're gonna leave it in there, unless someone wants it.
I mean,
Someone should wear it.
someone should wear it. Any of
Someone should
any
wear
of
it.
those kind of things, you should have someone have it.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I wear both and then I can just be like a
Here
stone
is-
skin
here-
guy walking on water?
It lasts
Sure.
for 1 hour, and you get that. Meanwhile, there's also the suit of... There's 2 scrolls. A suit of dark studded leather armor. And a short sword with that kind of webbing scrawled onto the blade. Seems very sharp.
If no one has designs on the ring of stone skin, I'll take it.
Go ahead.
That's all you, buddy.
Because that could be baller for
It's-
me in certain situations.
Absolutely.
It's really gonna be useful for the melees, yeah.
Does anyone need an upgraded short sword?
Sure.
I mean, I would imagine being drow that it's fairly high
I mean,
quality. I don't know
it's-
if
it-
is
yeah,
an
it's-
upgrade, but
It's. I mean, it's nicer
could just
than
be the
one I
drow
got,
in me
but-
talking, you know.
Right, but wouldn't you be interested in that? I mean, I know that you're not a big Lolth person, but I mean, webs do really kind of highlight your mustache.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. I have more weapons than I know what to do with right now.
He also likes big weapons.
I like big
Well, but we
weapons.
need to know what it does because you could switch your mastery to that weapon and
True.
do some nasty stuff with it. We need to figure out what it does.
I feel like
how
I'm gonna have
about
to do something really good
Dust
to
or,
get
uh,
out my aversion to Lolth.
I would say
Fungi or Chasmus.
I mean, I'm better with.
the weapon and the armor are easy to identify what they are. They're just much better versions of a regular, but they're just like extremely sharp and very well balanced for the blade. And the armor seems to be flexible yet more durable. And the studs are just in there, kind of almost like a web-like pattern to them as well.
Wasn't Fun Guy wanting studded leather armor?
I got studded already.
So it's studded leather armor +2, and
Oh.
it's a short sword +2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't need the
Okay.
short sword, but which of us wears studded? Me and
You and
Rincewind?
Rincewind.
Flip a coin for it. Or we'll reach roll a 20, see who gets a higher one.
Sure.
Rollies.
Oh,
It's a roll.
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa.
As Fun Guy grabs it and screams and says, "My precious," and runs into the corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
that looks so nice.
All right. Well, Rincewind, you want the short sword, right?
You get the short sword for sure.
So you at least get both something out of it.
Ooh, +2 magic on. Oh yeah, take that short
Yeah.
sword. Damn.
Yeah,
That's.
Does anybody else
nasty.
need a regular studded leather? Trade them.
I've already got a chain shirt, so I'm good.
Little baby onesie studded leather.
Yeah, well, I'm just ditching the regular studded leather then, or throw it into the new bag.
Throw it into the new bag. Who's holding the new
Sell it.
bag?
Oh, I want to ask you, the new bag, is it a little bigger? Like, is it more backpack-like as opposed to pouch-like? Because you said it was heavier.
No, it's just well, they both weigh 20 pounds. But this was more like the side satchel, kind of like a messenger bag style.
Do you all just want me to carry it for weight reasons?
Yeah,
No, I don't care. How
you could put extras in it, but yeah, carry it for now.
Okay, I'm good with that.
What are the
throw
spells?
in?
The scrolls. They are definitely scrolls. One is a scroll of remove curse, and the other is a scroll of spider climb.
Remove curse, we could probably leave in the back. Probably don't need that in a moment's notice, but What's the wall?
No, I would keep
Uh,
both scrolls on ourselves.
Is
I mean,
what? I mean, this isn't something. Well, Dusk could ask the question: is Weller's affliction a curse?
ooh, could potentially restore him.
Oh, that's interesting thought.
You're unsure.
That could be worth a try.
Weller wouldn't be too worried about his lost memories following the vision that he had that refreshed his memory a little bit.
I mean, he does seem less grumpy and miserable, and
In other words, I would hate for you guys to waste the scroll because, yeah, the vision that I had, I feel like gave me illuminated my thoughts a little bit towards the fact that there might, in fact, be a way out of here, although I don't necessarily remember leaving.
and you had a vision.
Yeah, I didn't share that with y'all.
Do tell.
And
You know, my notes are in the drawer. I'm not going to pick it out. Yeah, someone visited me in a dream. It was a beautiful drow woman, right?
Mhm.
And it was
She was naked.
she was naked. It was one of those dreams. So, without going into too many graphic details. No, she said that there was one in our party that I should be wary of and shared with me some memories of being out of the Underdark and that I have been out before. So although I don't have distinct memories of being topside, I have reason to believe that perhaps the mission that we are on of getting out of here is more achievable than I thought once.
Dusk's ears twitch. Oh,
all
I
right.
suppose
So
now we have a worm to pursue.
Let's go. Let's talk to Ubaba, get his best hunters to help us out.
All right. Yeah, Lumumub's just kind of there. He'd probably be. Looks like he's ruminating on something or another.
Good word.
It is a good word. Barely kind of sees your approach, but as he does, he releases spores. Yes. Sovereign Basidia has told me that we should plan on leaving. How can I assist you before we make our departure?
We're gonna go for that worm you were talking about
Ah,
to help you guys on your journey. any of your hunters, your best hunters, you could tell to follow us to help us get rid of that. Maybe after that, revive it,
I
and we
don't
can link
know
up.
how we could help. I suppose if you get it close, but it would have to be very close. We can help drag it back, though, to Basidia, so that they may revive it.
In that case, if you can follow us at a distance, and when it's down, Basidia can go, it can come in and revive it.
I think Basidia is still gathering readiness, but that would give time. I can go with you and a couple others to help bring it back here when we make our departure.
All right. And let's not waste time.
I can even lead you the way. Not but a few miles from here. If even that.
I'll lead the way. We gotta move.
Oh. Very well, we will be following behind, since you know where it is.
No, I said you lead the way.
Oh, my misunderstanding. I will lead the way. Kind of walks away for a brief second and just spreads to what looks like two mushroom spores as they just kind of stand up. Like Myconid's hiding in plain sight. And he'll speak to you each. Will follow me. And he'll start. They are slow compared to you guys, but not terribly so. They move at about 2/3 your pace. But they seem to move purposefully, and every step seems to just kind of make sense as to avoid stepping on mushrooms or twigs or whatever. They're good about how they walk, I should say. Leading you back out into the wilds. Spending about a couple of hours walking through this mushroom forest. The colors start to kind of come to around, less of the white stalks surrounding the grove, but more colorful lichens and the occasional pool of water. And eventually you would come to a large cave mouth where you can see kind of like almost like the bubble, the aqua orbs, but more compact. These weird sort of night lights spreading out these faint spores, lowly illuminating certain areas. And Lubamub will speak out to you all as he points towards the cave. We have tracked its trail to here, but we have never seen it until it is too late. Blends in with the stone and any of its surroundings easily. We will follow you in, and under your guise. kind of just see this large cave opening, like maybe 15 feet around, stalactites hanging on to the top of it. A little bit of like fungal growth dripping down, like fern, like moss drooping down over it. It definitely looks ominous. And you would even see some leafy growths of like auburn coloration. And the distinct scent of not decay, which you smell the entire time you're here, but more the distinct scent of iron, blood.
Well, I'm going to Fungi's going to find familiar again, using one of the wild shape, and call for another bat
Okay.
to lead ahead, and he'll use his blind sense to pick up if there's something
Absolutely.
hiding.
So you're just sending the bat in?
Sending the bat in.
All right. Kind of losing your vision there of your own, going into the bat's vision. As you flap into this cave here, several mushrooms are growing in here freely. Some spreading spores, others those night lights that you've seen, pinkish coloration, columns of stone going to the ceiling that's about 20 feet up in some spaces. The cavern raises up to different plateaus on either side. Not a huge cave, but a cave nonetheless. Give me a perception check with your bat.
Oh shit! Sorry, why is that whispering?
I don't know.
I have no idea why it's.
Oh, probably because when I...
It's a.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Well, whatever. It's an 18.
Yeah. With an 18, Bat would see several forms. At least 4. About the size of your allies, clinging tightly to different areas of the cave. One looks like it's hiding under a mushroom. Others clinging to different pillars of stone. And another kind of alongside a wall in here. Blending in, well, pretty well, but your bat can kind of make out that the way the echo locates. And it doesn't bounce off like stone would. And heading further in, at the back of this cave. Well, are you heading further in at the back of the cave? I guess give me a stealth check with the bat.
He doesn't have any bonus to that either. Again, I don't know if it's going to come up. Probably going to whisper.
That's fine.
No,
Okay.
only 6.
The bat would notice that all of these creatures seem to slightly move very, very slowly and creepily towards the bat, following it with ease. Climbing along the ceiling, climbing along the walls, all 4 of these creatures slithering like snakes towards the bat. I'm going to say, give me a dexterity save with the bat.
Oop. 3. Critical fail.
all of a sudden everything would go dark as you feel the pain enter into the bat. And you would hear a thud. All of you would hear this thud from within the cave.
No, that Flappy's gone. But I think I could pick out where some of the other things were hiding up ahead.
Okay.
You said
So
things,
did you-
not
went?
a giant large worm.
I mean, unless that's the thing that took out Flappy. It happened pretty quick. We didn't get a good look at whatever that was, but it was a little further and deeper into the cave. But there's a few other creatures. Looks like they're hiding up ahead too.
How far down the cave would it be?
Not very far. I'll show Fungi a little preview, I think. Oh, you can't see through the back, can you?
As with Devil's Sight, would I be able to see a bit more inside?
Well, no, this is what Fungi would have seen. Can you see in
Oh,
there,
okay,
Fungi?
I could see. Which direction was it coming from? Northeast?
So, I will show you where those creatures were. This one was hiding under the mushroom. Northeast is the entrance to the cave.
Okay. And
And
where did Flappy?
Flappy
Go
would
down?
have made it up here,
Okay.
and then everything went dark.
All right. It looks like if we walk in, there's at least two. When we get into like the bigger opening, there's two up ahead to the right and at least two to the left, and well, maybe our worm thing or something else is over there as well.
So we go in and ready ourselves to attack, or something?
Oh, I would think so. Whatever these things are, they don't look very nice.
They're
right.
perhaps offspring of a larger creature. We need to be prepared for an ambush in any case.
Possibly.
Well-
Let's go in slowly and make sure that we're ready to
All right.
attack.
Stalk in slowly and be prepared to take the oh shit action.
Yep. Let's go.
All right.
Before we head in, I'm gonna use our resurgence to use a spell slot to regain one of my wild shapes, and I'm gonna preemptively activate Symbiotic Entity and Shillelagh.
All right.
Go.
So are you just charging in? Or are you sneaking in?
No.
I still think we need to sneak in.
I mean, I'm gonna say sneak in, but we're slowly moving in and getting ready if they attack us.
We try go.
I wouldn't say going in stealth, because they probably already know that someone's there.
So you're just walking in ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, who's got the fire?
A fire.
The alchemist fire. Don't we have one of those?
I can get it
There's
out.
several of them.
Yeah.
I would take one or two, and maybe as we walk in, just toss it right in the general direction.
All right. Let's get 3 of them out. All right, get 3 of them out.
I will say you guys walk in to this cave, and it's all uphill. The Myconids slowly follow as well. As you're all ready, you all have an opportunity to do one thing in here.
I'm going to start by pointing out to them 2 are up around here, and
So is that Fungi's one thing?
well, can I point out at least both locations as the one thing? Point out there and there.
I would say that would be the one thing, yeah.
That's fine. I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll point and letting them know where I saw them, so they can't ambush us from that.
And what is everyone else doing?
Since I cannot see potential attackers, be on the ready and take the dodge action.
Okay.
Cast
Mhm.
blast.
I should say my previous before we walked in though, my shillelagh and Simbak is in place though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I
That's
don't
fine.
need to
Yeah,
build
that's
that
fine.
special to start the fight. Okay.
So you have like 8 turns of it, which is usually more than enough. Rincewind immediately casts Bless on whom?
It's going to be Weller, Dusk, and let's go with Fun Guy because he knows what was going on.
All right.
And Casmus and I can kind of hang back a little.
What
bit.
are Weller and Casmus doing? You guys launching the Alchemist fires as was mentioned, or Turvy could throw one too?
So where did you want the alchemist fire to be thrown?
I would say just about right where they are. If you're lucky, you hit them. If at bare minimum, then they got to try and pass through Alchemist Fire to get
All
towards
right.
us.
He pointed
All
in
right,
that
Casper's
direction
gonna-
and that direction. Up. They are up a good ways.
Gasmus is gonna throw in the direction of where one of the direction it was pointed at. For one of the alchemist fire.
I'll take one and toss it the other way.
All right.
We'll be I'm gonna say athletics check for distance because it is up. Usually it's within 20 feet of you.
All right. So let me get 2 out. There's 1 left.
And if you want to move, you can move within, I'll say, 15 feet. Everyone can move if you want to move.
Athletics.
Okay.
Oh man! Wait,
Up to
I'll
that
do
ledge.
my last. I'll do my last Dark One's patron. Dark One's on luck. So D10. So 15.
Are you moving at all? Or are you staying back?
He's gonna move a little bit forward. Right behind, right in front of Dusk.
And who's throwing what where?
I'll throw directly in front of me up towards that area, the fun guy.
And the other one, I'm gonna throw on the other side, wherever it is.
Okay. Doesn't quite make it because you are still a good distance. But it does ignite up. Go and roll. What is the damage an alchemist fire? Is it 2d4? Or is it just 1d4 now? 1d4. Go and roll 1d4 there, Weller. All right. Well, one of the creatures is on fire. As you can plainly see it. And as it does, well, you can't plainly see it beneath the fire. I'll move that fire back. It also lights up the area. I'm trying to add light to the token things. There you go. As it lights up the room, you would hear thudding and slithering in the south corner, which is, this is kind of like a raised area, so anywhere it will be difficult terrain going up. That will be where we end tonight. As you're in, you can actually plainly see it. Do they have art so I can actually show you what the full body of these things look like? You don't know what a Grick is. They look like this.
Oh, that does have a beak.
But
See the beak fork and.
It's not a giant one. It's just a bunch of.
that one is.
I was gonna say, or we haven't seen the giant one yet.
Yeah. I think this is it and its offspring.
Yeah. But either way, we'll end there tonight, folks. So stick around next week as we see how this goes and what they do with the knowledge of Zuktmoy having a wedding to a gigantic fungal being. Demons are popping up everywhere. In the Underdark, at least. But we'll figure all that out next time. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week, folks. Night, Internet.
All right.
Night
Bye.
Twitch.